Good evening, folks, and welcome to the Horror Corner. I'm your host, Sean Patrick Urshan, and tonight we are doing a live commentary on Halloween 2. This bad boy right here, and yes, I'm using the Steelbook Blu-ray that I just got recently. Very excited. So this is actually a 4K restoration, and was the Scream Factory edition. And everything on it is the same pretty much as the original Scream Factory, at least, other than the fact that it's 4K restoration. So we're gonna have some fun tonight watching one of my all-time favorite horror movies. uh, it's my favorite horror sequel ever. So this is the first time I'm doing a solo stream from my phone. Because being a guest on other people's commentaries or live streams, it seems to work better on my Wi-Fi when I'm using my phone. But whenever I use my laptop, lately it just doesn't work. I keep getting kicked off and embarrassed. So hopefully this will go a little steadier. I just want to see that my audio is working okay. All right, I can hear myself fine on it. So, all right, guess we're good. Let me turn the volume down on the laptop. I'll keep my laptop open just to see comments, in case people comment. Or, you know. So, how you guys doing tonight, huh? I'll give you guys a few minutes to get your copy of Halloween 2, whatever copy you have, whether it's on VHS or Blu-ray or 4K. Actually, no, they don't have a 4K yet for that. Or old school DVD, the old Anchor Bay, or what was it, Good Times. Release of Halloween 2. I absolutely love this movie. Expect to hear some little bit of Donald Pleasance imitation, maybe. I get so hyped. I get so into this. Um, as far as the Halloween franchise goes, I think this is the most entertaining and rewatchable in the franchise, even more so than the original, even though the original is a better film overall, for sure. But I feel like Halloween 2 is really, really entertaining, and it never lets up, and it's just endlessly watchable. I watch it all the time. It's just like old hat for me. I just think it's brilliant. So, how's everybody tonight in YouTube land? Everybody's doing good. Welcome to the Horror Corner. So, everybody, get your Blu-rays ready, or your VHSs, or your DVDs soon, and we'll get going on this in a few minutes. Maybe talk a little bit about why I think this is the best horror sequel ever. And I'm wearing my Welcome to Haddonfield hat to commemorate this occasion. Oh, we got Alex 2.0 in the house. What's going on, dude? I shot him 6 times. I shot him in the heart. Oh yeah, expect to hear some of that tonight. uh, love it. You've got to love Dr. Loomis, especially played by Donald Pleasance, of course. Except no substitutes. Malcolm McDowell. And I love Malcolm McDowell in other roles, but as Dr. Loomis, no, there just is no other to me. It's Donald Pleasance all day long and night. Hello, YNV Gamer. Have you seen Toxic Avenger? Yeah, of course I've seen the original movie. Trauma films, of course. I'll be honest, it's not really my cup of tea. I thought it was fun, but it's not something I revisit too often. But yeah, I've seen it a couple times. I'll be honest, I don't like a lot of cheesy stuff, like that, A little bit here and there. I can handle a certain amount. Um, but I just can't handle when it's like too much. Healthy slice of cheese, maybe. And Toxic Avenger is that, the original, but of course they just go off the rails in the sequels and all that. Then you got Citizen, what was it, part 3, Citizen Toxie. What Sega Genesis games have you beaten? Not a whole lot. I'm not that great at the games. I just love them. I just love to play them, but I'm not like a great gamer or anything. I haven't beaten too many of them. I've beaten, let's see, I've beaten Streets of Rage and Streets of Rage 2, like, off the top of my head. That's not really all that difficult. Awesome game, though. Can't think of too many that I've actually beaten. I've beaten the Golden Axe. I've beaten all the Golden Axe games. Golden Axe 1, 2, and 3. Streets of Rage 3 I beat too. Welcome, you guys. Welcome, Arthur Bremer, YNV Gamer, and Alex 2.0 in the chat. Welcome, everybody, to the live stream commentary of Halloween 2 from 1981, starring Donald Pleasance, Jamie Lee Curtis, Charles Cyphers, Christopher Guest. I'm sorry, not Christopher Guest, Lance Guest, and Leo Rossi, Pamela Susan Shoop. Absolutely phenomenal sequel. It was actually written by John Carpenter and Deborah Hill, but it was directed by Rick Rosenthal, of course. And you had a lot of the same team that worked on the original film. You had Dean Cundey returning to do the cinematography, which is awesome, and it really shows in the film, and he did a fantastic job. Spike Ortiz, I mean, the film looks just amazing. That's why it holds up so well. I think it holds up 100%. This movie just looks beautiful, when you watch it, especially the Blu-ray, like the Scream Factory, or even the original Universal release of the Blu-ray. I must say that that one actually had the superior sound. And maybe, well, picture quality is pretty close, but sound, it had better sound than the Scream Factory version, in my opinion. It just like was pulse pounding, the music, the score, and what a score that is. I actually prefer this Halloween 2 score to the original. Actually, my favorite score on the franchise as well, even though it's playing off everything that was done in the first one. I just feel like it was done better in the second one. Like it was like more amped up, more gothic feeling. And I love that. I love that synthesizer sound and how 80s is. That's just perfect for the 80s, early 80s. I love that stuff. I love the 80s synthesizer horror soundtracks. It's so great. And this Halloween 2 is a perfect example of that. All right, guys, let's see what time it's. All right, 11:10. So I'm gonna be starting in by 11:15. I'll be starting up the movie. So get your plays ready. Be starting at 11:15. My controller ready to go, just about. Scream Factory. Obviously, I'm watching the theatrical version. I'm not watching the TV cut or anything. uh, that's one of those things. Like, it is included in the Scream Factory Blu-ray. It does have the TV cut. But it's something like watch once for like nostalgia's sake. There actually is a couple scenes I like that are added or deleted scenes, or the scenes that were made to fill time on the TV version, uh, to replace some of the gore scenes and some of the stuff they had to cut out. Some of it's interesting to see though, but it's quite messy. It's definitely not as good a movie on the TV version. Uh, just doesn't work as well it feels very like splicey and with cuts and bad editing. You watch the TV version. It's still good, but it's not as good. Have you heard of the movie called The Outsiders? Of course, I've heard of that. Yeah, I mean, phenomenal cast: Tom Cruise and Patrick Swayze, Ralph Macchio, Matt Dillon, Rob Lowe. I mean, that's one of the best assembled casts in film history, probably. Yeah, I love The Outsiders. Stay gold. It's a great story. I read the book and everything when I was a kid. Yeah, S.C. Hinton. So yeah, during the stream, I may point out some facts or maybe ask you guys some questions of what your thoughts about Halloween 2 are. More of the night he came home. The nightmare isn't over, especially for Laurie Strode, Jamie Lee Curtis. And I'll get into some thoughts of, I think, the negativity that you hear a lot about Halloween 2. Gonna kind of address that probably, which I don't understand why there are people that don't like Halloween 2 or think it's one of the lesser sequels in the franchise, but which I feel completely different. To me, it's easily the best by far. Hey, what's up, Cody Ray? How you doing? Welcome to the live stream commentary of Halloween 2. If you have a copy of Halloween 2, pop it in your DVD player or Blu-ray player or four. Now, I keep trying saying 4K. There hasn't been a 4K release of Halloween 2 yet, but I'm hoping for one. Fingers crossed. I do have the Halloween original on 4K, so I hope they do all of them. Like, I definitely want to see a Halloween 2 4K, and hopefully an even more hyped up edition. Cody Ray really enjoys the second film. Great, awesome. That's what I like to hear. All right, you guys got 1 minute. I'm gonna hit the play button on the remote here. Rizmote. I'm actually watching it on my 4K player. And it looks great, sounds great. I freaking love this movie. I love them. I always love this Blu-ray menu screen that they have here with the clips from the movie. It's so cool. And the blood dripping and stuff. All right, guys, it's 11:15, so get ready. I'm gonna hit play right about Now, bam. Here we go. Halloween 2 from 1981, starring legendary Donald Pleasance, Jamie Lee Curtis. Charles Seif is returning, albeit briefly, but he does return as Sheriff Lee Brackett. So I'm at the Universal logo now. We're getting ready here. Haddonfield, Illinois. This is the same night. So the nightmare continues, from October 31st, 1978. Still on the Blu-ray level, yeah. I was a bit leery to make the jump, but figure what the hell, I asked for it for Christmas, and I got it. Yeah. And we go. We get that beautiful overhead shot of the house, and it's starting from the end of the original Halloween, where Laurie's telling the kids, "Do as I say. I want you to go down the street to the Mackenzie's house. I want you to knock on their door." And then she's sitting at the doorway, traumatized, and guess who lifts up from the ground and turns his head on in very kind of almost like robotic fashion, the way he does that. And that was one thing that I guess Dick Warlock did take influence by from Nick Castle, because he does move like that kind of throughout the film, and I just love that. A lot of people have issue with that, but I love Dick Warlock's performance. Honestly, he's my favorite Michael Myers in the franchise. I think he's just terrifying. Here's the one scene when he gets the mask taken off for like a second. I don't even think you see his face there really on the Halloween 2 cut. Like very split second, because I know in the original you definitely see a good shot of his face, but I didn't really see a good shot of him there. That was Tony Moran. What's the boogeyman? Now, here's one thing I have a little bit of issue with. I'm not going to say this is a perfect movie. There are a few flaws, and this is one of them. I don't even understand why they had to reshoot this part where he falls off the balcony. Why couldn't they just leave it as it was and then pick it up from where Michael took off, I don't understand why they had to redo that particular shot, because they kind of messed it up, because you can see the ramp that Dick Orloff falls off of, It's like, one of my few little gripes. Cody Ray says Jamie Lee Curtis had to wear a wig too, yeah. Because her hair was actually shorter. And a lot of people had a problem with that. I don't really understand why. I didn't notice it until somebody said that. I didn't even know it was a wig till people talk about it and say, "Oh, it's such a bad wig. Why?" I don't think it's really noticeable. If her hair was shorter, it wouldn't look right. I'm getting Michael Myers masks on Amazon. Huge fan of the Halloween series of Michael Myers. Says Spike Ortiz in the chat. Awesome, dude. And we go with the classic credits. I also think this is probably the coolest credit scene too, with the jack-o'-lantern opens up slowly and see like the skull inside and stuff. And they got that amazing score in the background. Fantastic stuff. I just don't understand why this movie doesn't get more love, you know. To me, this is phenomenal. I think this movie is everything that a sequel should be, you know. It's like the measuring stick for what a horror sequel should be. I mean, you got all those great returning cast members, and they're all fantastic. You got Donald Pleasance returning as Dr. Loomis, and he's better than ever, you know. You got another great performance by Jamie Lee Curtis. Yes, I realize that she's kind of comatose, in and out of consciousness throughout the movie, but I still think she's 100% believable, and she's 100% believable as Laurie Strode, in my opinion. That's never at any point does she not feel like Laurie Strode. To me, it makes perfect sense that she's in and out of consciousness. They're giving her meds. And, I mean, look at the damage that was done to her in the first movie. She fell down. She got knocked down the stairs, stabbed, and she got strangled. She went through some serious stuff in the first movie. Not to mention the emotional damage. Here we go, the jack-o'-lantern opening up. That's so cool. Badass. That's like metal. Donald Pleasance was perfect for a Loomis role. Absolutely, 100%. And a lot of people say, what if like Christopher Lee had played him or Peter Cushing, which are two of my favorite actors of all time. And I say, no, I'm glad that it was Donald Pleasance. Because while either one of them would do a great job, I don't think they would have been as committed and focused on it as Donald Pleasance was. This was his signature role, even though he had been in dozens and dozens of movies, before that. This was the movie that like made his career, and turned him into a horror icon. I love this shot too. You see Michael walking through the neighborhood, walking through the alley. It's beautifully shot. The lighting in this movie is fantastic. I think Rick Rosenthal did an excellent job, and as did Dean Cundey once again. I shot him 6 times. I shot him in the heart. Oh man, I love that guy. That guy is a national treasure. Dr. Loomis. Oh, I love the shot right here when Michael's heading towards the Elrod house. So beautifully shot. You see the jack-o'-lantern in the window. It's just perfect. Man. She's making the sandwich. You want mustard and mayonnaise on the sandwich? There's Spike Ortiz says, to be honest, I think Halloween H2O is my favorite film. It's pretty badass. Yeah, it's a good movie. I'm not gonna diss Halloween H2O at all. Cody Ray says there's a famous meme that came from this movie. I'm sure you know what I'm talking about. I'm not sure I know what you're talking about. What's that? What a great shot of Michael looming in the background of the Elrod houses. Mrs. Elrod turns to watch the TV for a second, and guess what's playing? Night of the Living Dead, which is really cool. Another classic, prominently featured in Halloween 2. We see several times you see Night of the Living Dead on TV. As Elrod sees the blood on the cutting board. Michael's gonna test out his new butcher knife. Alice that lives next door to the Elrods, because he sees her like screaming to check on the Elrods. Miss Elrod, you okay? He's just chilling there like behind the bush, looking creepy as shit. Freaking awesome. Dick Warlock, man, is the man. he's he's so creepy. Stalking this poor young girl. Another awesome shot when you see the girls on the phone, but then you see off in the background the door opens and you see Michael walking in the house. Hey, Internet Eric here. You want mayonnaise on your sandwich or mustard? Some people I've heard say this scene is like kind of random, but um, but then you hear, I think it's important because you hear the radio, the news in the radio talking about Michael escaping and everything. And it's an awesome kill scene. And it's scary the way it's shot, yeah. Who's there? Yeah, we got Cody Ray in the house. We got Hey Internet Eric here. Spike Ortiz. Welcome everybody. Chat. This is the live stream commentary for Halloween 2 from 1981. Steelbook bad boy right there. Yes, I am a Halloween nerd because I already had it on Blu-ray, but I just had to have this badass cover. I mean, how freaking cool is that? Freaking dope. Oh, Horror Digest. What's going on, Chris? I love the tattoo, by the way, you just got of I am Groot and the Captain America shield. Year of your birth, 1981. Nice. Great year for horror, isn't it? Absolutely spectacular year for horror, 1981. Here comes the pulling away the young Laurie Strode. She looks mad rough. See, I like that attention to detail that you saw the stab wound from his shoulder. She's wearing the same shirt, and you know. This literally feels like a continuation of the original Halloween. So well done. Hey, Internet. Eric here says, yep, this and Friday 13 Part 2. Yes, another excellent movie. And American Werewolf in London and The Howling and The Evil Dead. And a host of other slashers, you know. Oh yes, thank you. Horror Digest points out I'm almost at 700 subs. I'm only 3 short. Come on, guys. So if you guys are watching, give me a sub. You know, show some love for the horror corner. I can just taste it. 700 subs. But yeah, it's been a great ride. Yeah, many years now. I started in 2012 is when I started here on YouTube. I had a channel previous to this one, which fortunately got permanently deleted by YouTube. So all those videos I did before are gone in the abyss. Because I don't think I have any of them saved. Yeah, I might have a couple saved. Yeah, looking for Dana Carvey. Yeah, that's right. Dana Carvey made his debut in this movie. You just kind of see him wearing a baseball cap, and you can see his long hair or whatever. But you can't miss him. He's pretty. You get a few good shots of him. He's a kid with the a razor in his mouth. Because you used to hear about that a lot back in the day. People putting stuff in kids' candies like razors, or a razor and an apple or something. Be the handout apple and a razor and something. No, I haven't gotten the Friday 13th box set. I'm hoping to win it from Horror Gamers contest. But I don't think I'm gonna be getting that because it's just I just can't afford that really right now. It's just too much money, as awesome as it is, and I have all those movies already. So I mean, the only real reason to buy it, I guess, would be to check out the some of the extras like Friday 13th Part 2. I definitely would like to see those deleted gore scenes and stuff. And the first movie is in 4K restoration, I believe, and that I would be interested in having because that one needed it for sure. Yeah. Please don't let them put me to sleep. Well, see, I see you're busy, hard digest on your music career, it seems. I'm saying that you missed him. Here's Charles Cyphers as Sheriff Lee Brackett here. They have a nice little scene together. No man can take 6 slugs. This isn't a man. Whatever you want. Look out. Here we see the fate of poor Ben Tramer at the wrong place, the wrong time with the wrong Halloween costume. Very ill-advised costume to wear on this night. Oh. And that's a fun fact. That's Dick Warlock playing that officer that ran into Ben Tramer there. You can kind of tell, you can see him in the background. And he has a couple lines even. I believe in the credits, he's listed as Patrolman number 3. He's like, I didn't see him. And Deputy Hunt is telling Sheriff Brackett about his daughter, about the people that were killed. I believe one of them was Annie. Art Digest says, yes, I've been working on music on my other channel. And here we meet some of the staff of Haddonfield Memorial Hospital. You've got Bud there. You got the inept security guard, Mr. Garrett, and young Jimmy, played by Lance Guest, who has kind of a thing for Laurie, you know. I think he's got the hots for her. And they have a kind of a cute little flirtation going on. But you can see he's genuinely concerned for her well-being because he does know her. You've seen her around town. He knows the family, the Strode Realty. He's Mrs. Alves, played by Gloria Gifford. She's great. I think she does a great job. She has a very commanding presence. And if you guys didn't know, a lot of these people in the film worked with Rick Rosenthal in acting class. They were in his acting class. Yeah, Rick Rosenthal took acting class to understand actors better and what they go through, which is interesting. Director taking that kind of initiative in his Eric. Here's a shot of Dana Carvey there with the news crew. You see him in the blue vest there and the baseball cap. Right there, you see a good shot of him. He even has a couple lines there. It's a good scene, right? Sheriff Brackett sees his daughter Annie, and Nancy Loomis came back for this one little scene to play her dead body, carcass. He kind of shuts her eyes. It's like, damn you, what have you done? You let him out. Spike Ortiz. I think my most favorite horror movie is Halloween if I had to watch it over and over in one day. Yeah, me too. Not only that, it's my favorite movie ever. I didn't let him out. I gave orders for him to be restrained. In many ways, he was the ideal patient. Steph grew accustomed to his silence, immobility. I am talking about the possibility that he is still out there. I love it. Love it. Let's see some kids going by in their Halloween costumes. There's the Boombox Boy. That's Dick Warlock's son, I guess. And we meet Nurse Karen, played by the lovely Pamela Susan Shoop. She's late for work. Got a pretty badass car there, that red car. Is that a Mustang? I have a question, says my Spike Ortiz. Go ahead. Shoot. But he's in Russellville. I love some of the lore that Halloween 2 creates too. Like when you hear Nurse Janet talking about seeing Michael at the Lost River Drive-In. Uh, mention Russellville and all these places. Look at how beautiful is this shot, man. And this was scene I think was filled by John Carpenter himself. Because I guess they needed to fill in a scene that shows how Michael knew that Laurie was at the hospital, at Gilmore Hospital. So this he hears it on the radio when he bumps into this kid. Which makes perfect sense. That's cool little scene. I mean, I don't know why he had to step in, and why can he just maybe say, "Hey, Rick, and maybe you should do something like this," instead of kind of being a little sneaky, like kind of. I don't know. I don't think Rick Rosenthal knew that he did those little extra scenes. No, I don't have kids, Spike. I am married though, happily married since 2007. Great shot here when you see Michael's face in the mirror, side mirror on the car. That's so cool. And we see on the news from the break room all about Michael's escape, and they're all sitting in the cafeteria watching. You got Bud here toking on a little roach from the roach clip. We don't have to swear, Bud. Every little word out of your mouth is hell or shit or damn. I'm sorry. Maybe I just fuck up all the time. No, security guard. I love how he puts his newspaper over the monitor, and that just happens to be Mike showing Michael walk by on the TV screen. Oh, thank you. You see me as a father. I appreciate that. And Anna Alicia, I can't even believe how good she looks today. Like they show her in the documentary, "The Nightmare Isn't Over," on the Scream Factory Blu-ray. I'm like, she looks fantastic. Like this is this is over 30 years ago. What is it? Almost 40 years now. I really enjoy the supporting cast. They're really cool characters. I like Jimmy. I like Bud. I like Karen and Jill and Jan. It's almost like you get to know them a little bit, which is cool. Aside from having the legendary cast from the first movie. Hey, what's up, Dino? We got the late horror show in the house. What's up, dude? Welcome to the live stream commentary of Halloween 2 from 1981. Epic sequel to the original Halloween. The one true sequel, in my opinion. Not that I don't enjoy a lot of the other ones. I certainly do. I love 4, and yes, I like 5. I like 6 and H2O and all that. But to me, 2 is just like the only one that's on the level with the original in a lot of ways. I feel it's just as scary. I feel it's got some great suspense of its own, and it's got its own little additions it adds to the story. It adds to the lore of Halloween. At the brother sister angle thing. I like that it's different in some ways from the original Halloween, but at the same time, it matches the tone and the look and the feel of the original. But this shows the blood and the gore and the kills. I love that about Halloween 2. It's not just a carbon copy of the original. It did its own little thing, but still being very faithful to the original. Another great shot of Michael in the background. Really creepy shot when he's like looming at background, watching over the babies in the nursery there. You see him like creep across the hallway. He's so creepy, damn it. Michael Myers, baby. Spike Ortiz says, I'll be honest with you, I love your videos and your live stream, and you're a really intelligent guy, and I'm a huge fan. Wow, well, thank you. I appreciate that. Keep on watching. Stay tuned. Tune in and stay scared. And here's where Jimmy's, she's just finding out that Michael Myers is the one that was after her the whole time. So, Michael Myers, little kid who killed his sister, thought he was in the hospital somewhere. He was, but he escaped. And that's after you. And he's after you right now, as a matter of fact, and you don't even know it. And nobody does. Mrs. Alves asks Laurie about her parents. Where are your parents? We need to contact, but you don't really get anything. Oh, he's got the scalpel. Look out now. It's Michael's weapon of choice in this movie, the scalpel. I mean, for the most part. Which is another thing that's cool about Halloween, too. You know Michael is having the scalpel. Does some serious damage with that thing. Among other things, he uses the hammer, the hypodermic needle, and classic butcher knife at the beginning there. And Laurie just found out the phone lines are down. They're dead. Nobody can call out. Michael cut the power, which you see in the TV version, but you don't see in the theatrical cut. But yeah, I mean, not really necessary, is it, to see that? We don't have to be told everything, you know. But a couple of the scenes I like in the TV cut are just some of the scenes where the staff is talking about Michael and how creepy he is and stuff like that. Those scenes I enjoy. But I can see kind of why they were deleted because they weren't really necessary, and it might have slowed down the movie, you know. I'll admit this scene is a little corny, the cat scare, but that was like a thing back in the day. These the fake scare would be a cat instead of the killer. The one inept guard, like Austin Powers talks about. You leave him in the cell with one inept guard. You always do this. Scott Evil. That's just like what I think of. One inept guard. He's the only security guy in the whole place. The scene has some good suspense to it, though. You know, when he's looking all around the basement because he sees all the doors are open and stuff. Obviously, somebody's broken in. I think you know who that is. Another fun fact is Nancy Stevens, who plays Marion Chambers in this film, and of course the original, is was married to Rick Rosenthal at one point. I don't think they are anymore, but and we'll be seeing her back from the dead in Halloween Kills. Marion Chambers is returning for Halloween Kills, played by Nancy Stevens. That's really cool. And a few of the couple of survivors from Halloween, like Lindsay Wallace, Tommy Doyle. Tommy Doyle's played by Anthony Michael Hall, though, in the new movie, whereas Lindsay's played by the original actress. Whose name escapes me right now. Kyle Richards. Yeah, I think that's right. She still looks like fantastic. You know, she was on one of the Real Housewives shows there. I think the original one, if I'm not mistaken. One of the first ones. Oh, she was also in another big horror movie back in the day. What was that? When she was a little kid, not long after Halloween. What was that, guys? What other um, big horror movie was Kyle Richards in, not long after Halloween. Might even been around the same time. Trivia question for you guys, because I don't know. I can't think of it off the top of my head. The charred remains of Ben Schramer. They find that that's not Michael Myers because he's only 17 when Michael Myers is 21. Or 23 is listed in the credits. I have to check. The dental records could take weeks. We don't have that kind of time. Listen, we'll have to assume that Michael Myers is still in the loose. Time to send back the patrol, gather the search party. And I think I like Hunter Von Leer as Deputy Hunt. I feel like he should be the sheriff that took over. But he does play that role basically. He takes over Sheriff Lee Brackett's role. He's in charge. Because obviously Lee's gonna be out for a while. Daughter just murdered by the Shape, Michael Myers. How's the movie, Sean? I bet it's badass looking to watch it. It certainly is. This fantastic edition of Halloween 2, Steelbook Blu-ray by Scream Factory. This badass cover there. I love that. Again, look how beautifully this is shot. Beautiful direction. They're showing the original Myers house now, and it's a great line from Dr. Loomis. It's a tribe. One of the number was butchered. This is a wake. That makes perfect sense. The town is pissed. They want answers. People are being killed off. Their friends. Hmm. And again, he did kill his sister in that upstairs bedroom with a large butcher knife. Deputy Hunt remembers. He's like, I remember I was 6 years old. They didn't know what he was. Did you know? Yeah, I knew. That's the problem. He's the only one that knows what Michael is capable of. That's why he made it his life's mission to take down the madman known as Michael Myers. Because he's the only one that knows Michael and knows what he's capable of. Nobody else believes him. And that's evident throughout the franchise. Especially like Halloween 4, they transfer Michael out of the facility without letting Dr. Loomis know. Are you kidding me? And guess what happens? Which they did again in Halloween 2018. Escapes from the. Again, they transfer Michael Myers to another facility. I think they would have learned. escaped in the original movie. You know, what makes you think he can't escape again? You don't know what this guy is capable of by now? I love the atmosphere in this movie too. It's fantastic. You know, again, it matches the atmosphere and tone of the original film, in my opinion, in a lot of ways. It's the only other movie in the franchise, in my opinion, that does. That's why I love it so much, you know, among other things. Pamela Susan Shoop messing around with Bud here. You know. Bud's finger needs a little therapy. Decide to take a little trip to the therapy room with the hot tub. In my favorite death scene in the franchise coming up soon. And I will say, like I've said many times, I think Halloween 2 has the best death scenes in the franchise. Because they're so well shot, they're so well done. Like the hot tub scene and the hypodermic needle scene, and that shit was brilliant. You know? And they're never over the top. You know, it's not like hack fest. You know, it's just like it's realistic looking. You know, here we get the little bit of insight into Laurie's past in dealing with Michael Myers. Get the little dream sequence when she's dreaming and see the blood dripping and the visions of talking to her foster mother, and she tells her, "I'm not your real mother." And then she goes to visit Michael in the hospital at Smith's Grove Sanitarium when she's a little kid, holding on to a little dolly, whatever. Seeing this creep, creepy little kid staring off into the space, you know. But that's before they actually drop the bomb as they do later on in the film. Yeah, I like popcorn chicken. KFC. Sure, why not? Whoa! Look at those bodacious tatas. Nurse Karen was well endowed. I like in the documentary when they talk about filming the scene that the water was actually cold. It wasn't even hot. It was just bubbling with freezing cold water. And here we go. Michael's turning up the heat. Hydrotherapy pool do not to exceed 100 degrees. Yeah, way above that. But better check on that or you ain't gonna get laid tonight. I don't know which was scariest, Michael or Jamie Lee's wig. What's up? We got the trash picture show in the house. What's going on, dude? Yes, there he goes with the wig thing. And here we go. This is my favorite death scene in the franchise. Why? Because of Michael's trickery here. I love it. You see him off in the background, killing off Bud in that room, and he slowly opens the door and creeps up behind Karen, and he just puts his hand on her shoulder. I love that. And she thinks it's Bud, and she starts kissing his hand and stuff. I love that, man. It's cool. That's Michael Myers to me. He has that sense of trickery in him. He's not just this mindless serial killer. There's more to him than that. Oh, what's up, Soulless Trenchcoat in the house? What's up, dude? And Michael just like turns his hand away, and she's like, "Oh, bud, don't be like that." She turns around, crashes, dunks her head in the scolding hot water. Her face begins to melt. The fresh is hanging off her face. Oh man, it's brutal. And this looks so realistic. But then people say, "Oh well, how come isn't affecting Michael? How come he's not getting?" Dude, it's Michael Myers. You see your charred ass face. I'm good, dude. I am good. I'm having a lot of fun tonight in this live stream. This is the first time I'm doing a solo stream on my phone, and so far so good. I just decided I just can't use the laptop anymore for the live streams. It just doesn't work anymore. My Wi-Fi is shit. Seems to work good on the phone though. Ah, here comes Nancy Stevens as Marion Chambers returning, and now they're at the schoolhouse where Michael broke into. Wrote Samwan. Is that how you say it? I know it's not pronounced like Dr. Loomis said it's Sam Hain. I think it's Sawan, something like that. The actual pronunciation. Which is the story of the ancient Druid priest. That's where Halloween came from, from Ireland. The Celts. Well, yes, they actually did a fan film, Michael versus Jason, so I would check that out. I think that was really well done. Check out the Michael versus Jason fan film. It's pretty damn good, actually. Somebody should have listened to me earlier. Yeah, it's the age-old story, isn't it? And they have some great scenes together. Some great dialogue. He can't older me. but the governor has sent a marshal to get Dr. Loomis out of there. It's like, once again, no respect. Dr. Loomis gets no respect. Nobody believes him. Nobody wants to work with him. Come on. He's trying to help. Nobody else is. He knows he's the only guy that knows Michael Myers and what he's capable of. Listen to him. Of course, maybe there wouldn't be franchise if they did. Laurie's completely out of it right now. Oh yeah, is that right, Trenchy? The fight would be quick, huh? So you say, oh, are you one of those Jason heads? Michael for me all the way. Well, it's quite a fight in that movie, though. I think that would be pretty much just how it would be. Brutal battle. Hey, what's up? Bronco Juggalo talks movies in the house. What's going on, dude? Welcome to the Halloween 2 live commentary. My all-time favorite horror sequel right here. To me, it's the greatest horror sequel ever made. Just my opinion. Oh, the scene's so awesome right here when Nurse Janet, when she goes to check on Dr. Mixter and he's got the hypodermic needle in the eye and she slowly backs up and Michael's Michael's mask slowly materializes from the darkness. Uh, it's so awesome, badass. Like, bam, hypodermic needle right in her temple, close up shot. It's sick and awesome. And he does the classic. Hell yeah, it's an awesome movie. And they did do that. They did do a similar scene to that in the original Halloween when just before Michael stabs Laurie in the shoulder and she falls downstairs. You see and his mask slowly come to light. I feel it was done even better in the second movie, honestly. Just the way it's so gradual and it just looks so perfect. And another scene where you can tell that this is the original mask. Even though it does look a little more worn than it did in the original because it was 3 years later. You can tell in certain scenes that it is the same mask. Another awesome scene when Michael goes into Laurie's room there and stabs the shit out of the bed. That's so creepy. Look at him. Down, down, down. But of course, she's not really there. It's just a bunch of pillows. He's stabbing the shit out of those pillows. But just look at the way Dick Warlock moves there. I mean, come on. He's so freaking. He's terrifying. You do not want to mess with that guy. You see Laurie's finally coming to consciousness. She's walking down the hall. You have no idea what you're in for, girl. Because he's not dead. He's in the hospital right now. For you. What up, y'all? He's coming for you. And here's kind of a scene that was extended in the TV cut where Laurie kind of crawls into that room and grabs the phone. In the TV cut, she actually is like tries to talk to her mom and stuff. Like, Mom, why won't he die? Or something like that. He won't leave me alone. And you just get a little more insight into the brother sister thing. Yeah, it did kill that he was one of the creepiest Michaels. Yeah, he sure did. This is perfect for Halloween time. We're doing the live commentary on Halloween 2. Here we are in October. Just thought this would be fun. I did a couple Halloween reviews earlier this month. Did 4 and 5. Go check those out. Oh, poor Laurie. Oh, guys, I can't wait to get the new figures for Halloween 2. Dr. Loomis and Laurie Strode. Oh man, I can't wait to get that set. Uh, I looked it up and it comes out on October 21st. I can't wait to get that. I have the clothed Michael Myers from Halloween 2 and the Ultimate Edition Michael from Halloween 2. Can we recreate that epic scene at the end? Taking Loomis out of there. Don't feel sorry for me. Feel sorry for that little town back there. Be years before they get over this. Nurse Jill just found out that Mr. Garrett is nowhere to be found. Look at, I mean, just look at the way he walks down the hall. That's so creepy, man. He just brings like an otherworldly vibe to Michael. Like, you know, he's not just a human being. Big D's Entertainment Ranking Reviews. Hey, what's up? Hey, Sean, just dropping by to say hi since I just now finished my Friday 13th 1 and 2 live stream. Oh, that's awesome. You did both. Two classics right there. Oh, welcome to another classic we're watching here, Halloween 2 from 1981. And yes, I said classic because I think Halloween 2 is a classic in its own right. And man, whenever I watch the original Halloween, I feel like I just have to watch part 2 after. Do you guys do that? I don't think I've ever watched Halloween and not watch Halloween 2 after. And the funny thing is that's how I watched it when I first saw Halloween. I saw Halloween 2 right afterwards because they were playing them both on TV that night, and I thought this was a long time ago. So yeah, first time I saw Halloween was the first time I saw Halloween 2 right afterwards, and that was awesome. One of the most awesome viewing experiences of my life. I was about, how old was I? It's probably about 5, I would say. Yeah, at the age of 5, I think I started watching horror movies. Because by then, Halloween, they started showing them on TV, and Halloween 2. Oh, wait, no, because Halloween, yeah, might have been a little bit older because that was 1981. I was born in 75, so maybe I was like 7 or so. Consider the first 4 in H2O all to be classics, but that's just me. Yeah, nice. Oh, Jimmy just slipped on the big pool of blood. Uh, as we saw Mrs. Alves' body, we didn't actually see her get killed, but we see her uh, hooked up to the tube, draining the blood from her body. Pretty sick, man. It's just a pool of blood on the ground. And Nurse Jill tries to get away in the car, but won't start, and all the tires are slashed. Michael knew what he was doing. Slashed everyone's tires in the parking lot. No one can escape. You don't play, dude. Here's where shit really starts to go down now. When Jill finds Lori in the hallway. Lori, and another awesome kill scene. Lori's back to consciousness. She's about to get the rudest awakening of her life right here. On that he's back for you. The nightmare isn't over. It was very vicious and theatrical in this film, absolutely. I certainly agree with the soulless trench coat on that. Like he was more pissed off, and just you could just see like he was almost supernatural in this movie. Like his strength in the scene right here when he lifts her up with the scalpel. Awesome scene. But one hand he lifts her up, her entire body into the air, like 3 foot into the air, and her shoes drop. Lloyd's just like, oh shit. It's on now, baby. And I'll say this final act is unbelievable. It's so pulse pounding and suspenseful, and you could just cut the tension with a knife, literally, pun intended. And the way look at him crawling down the stairs, it's so freaking creepy. Big D's Entertainment Rankings and Reviews says I'm going to do a special Halloween live stream on Halloween itself in 2 weeks. I'll be watching the original along with part 2 and Halloween 2018. Excellent, excellent. So everyone check out Big D's Entertainment Rankings and Reviews channel and watch the Halloween live stream. Yeah, there's Mr. Garrett. Coming up here soon is probably my favorite scene in the movie. It's the most beautifully shot and tension-filled scene when Michael tracks her down by the elevator there, and you can see the red light shining off Michael's mask, and oh man, it's brilliant. And you see a close up on Michael stepping on glass, and like, oh man, it's absolutely pulse pounding. And when Laurie gets to the elevator, she's just like terrified, you know. So cool, and it's got that red background. It's amazing, the color scheme and the way it's shot, the lighting, awesome. Soulish Trenchcoat says I'm reviewing all the films, have done up to 5, and this is probably his most vicious kills. Part 4 slightly comes close, but I think 2 he's most primal and violent. Yeah, I would agree with that. Here it is. I love this scene. This is awesome right here. And Michael's just creeping towards us so slowly with the scalpel in hand. Badass, badass. That's all I can say. Fucking love it. And the look of terror on Jamie Lee Curtis' face, it's just awesome. Yeah. She tries to hide in the car. I mean, come on, why wouldn't you just run away down the freaking street or something? Oh, let me hide in this car. Really? But she has a visitor right here. Slasher Critic, what's up? Just found your channel. Welcome, welcome to the Halloween 2 live commentary from 1981, starring Donald Pleasance, Jamie Lee Curtis, Charles Cyphers, Leo Rossi, Lance Guest, Pamela Susan Shoop, uh, Tawny Moyer. Yeah, all directed by Rick Rosenthal this time around, and still written by John Carpenter and Deborah Hill, though. And John Carpenter worked on the score along with Alan Howarth. So yeah, Carpenter was still very much involved in Halloween 2. Here we go, classic scene here. Dropping the bomb. What file? You see the blackboard back there? The Druids held fire rituals. Samhain isn't about ghosts or witches. It's the unconscious mind. We are all afraid of the dark inside ourselves. And Nancy Stevens starts telling about the file that was hidden from the courts in order to protect the Strode family. That girl, that Strode girl, that's Michael Myers' sister. Oh, mic drop. Right. And another thing, some people have issue with that. I love it, you know. Now, was it absolutely necessary? No, but it's just a great like shocking reveal. You know, it's a great twist, and it's something new for Halloween to add to the lore of Halloween. You know, and it's something that the sequels could take and follow up with. You know, I love it. People say, "Oh yeah, takes away some of the mystery of Michael, giving him a motive." But come on, he's still plenty mysterious, you know. We just get a little bit of insight into some of his motive, but Michael's still a mystery, you know. It's just one little, tiny little insight. And if you're gonna have sequel after sequel and stuff, you gotta give some kind of little nugget, some kind of little tidbit to go by. Otherwise, it's just this emotionless, faceless guy. How long can you go with that without giving anything away? Oh no, she just Jimmy just passed out, or did he die? I don't know. Supposedly, I guess he died when you watch the theatrical version, but the TV version has that alternate ending with Jimmy still being alive. I love this here. She's trying to. She sees Dr. Loomis and the marshal that just pulled up, and they go into the hospital, and she's laying on the ground trying to get their attention. She's like, Help! Help!" And then once they get inside, "Help me!" It's classic. I love it. Help me! I think she's awesome right here. I don't care what people say. She did a great job in this movie. And Loomis, Donald Pleasance, is just off the hook. He's amazing in this movie. Get away from him! This part's freaking badass, right? Michael finally catches up with her, and you see that red light glowing off his mask. It's a great shot. You see him stalking towards her. Oh, that's so freaking badass. Beautifully shot too. I mean, oh man. So guys, this looks fantastic on the 4K restoration Blu-ray. I mean, this looks better than I've ever seen it. He just gets in just in time, and then Michael. I love it. He just walks right through the glass door, like he doesn't try and open the latch or anything. He's just like whoosh, walks right through. Like that's badass. But Loomis gives him 6 more shots. And stupid Marshall hovers over him, trying to check to make sure he's dead. Just want to see if he's still breathing. He's dead. No, he's not. He's still breathing. I'm the only one authorized to use that. And Marion Chambers has that great moment too when she gets on the police radio. She's like, "Get down here." What? Who is it? Michael Myers. Just get your ass over here. There he is. He gets up, slashes the dude's throat. Nasty. Scalpel. It's sick. And the way, and again, Dick Warlock, just amazing. Just the way he gets up, even is like so scary. You're like, oh shit. It's just like so methodical. Like every movie he makes. It's just something about him, man. It's so freaking scary. I can't wait to see Nancy Stevens make a return in Halloween Kills. Really cool. I like her. She's also in Escape from New York, by the way, the John Carpenter film. It go the showdown in the boiler room here. I love this too when Michael breaks in the again. You just can't stop this guy. Like even in that scene when he goes, you see him in the little window there. Scary as hell. Just smashes right through the door. Great shot of the mask right there as he stabs Dr. Loomis with the scalpel. Classic right here. This is absolutely classic. I love it. Michael. And then he kind of acknowledges her for a second. You know, that's his sister, he knows it, he acknowledges it, and he kind of thinks about it for a second. Like a moment's hesitation, just enough time for Laurie to bam, bam, both are shoot both of his eyes out. And you see the absolutely iconic scene of the blood tears pouring from his mask. And he like goes up like this and awesome shot, man. Absolutely awesome. He's swinging wildly with that. So awesome. It's like he don't care, man. He's gonna get her no matter what. Just keep slicing until he hits something. Whoosh, whoosh. And they keep gassing up these helium tanks or whatever they are to distract them, and then he starts going this way and that way because they go, Laurie and Dr. Loomis go around the room trying to make all these noises to distract them. Filling the room with all kinds of gas, hazardous gas, That's when, here we are with the epic conclusion to Halloween 2. Epic finale right here. So awesome. Dr. Loomis grabs the lighter. It's time, Michael. And then Michael just gives this look for a second, like, oh, and that's an insane explosion right there. I heard that when I watched when you watch the documentary on this, and this is awesome. You see him walking through the fire, like Jesus, he's still coming. Now I think that the Terminator ripped the scene off right here, because that's very similar scene in the Terminator, the original. Once Arnold gets burned in the fire, and then he rises as the exoskeleton. Michael almost is like the Terminator in this, in this movie, because he can't be stopped. But now he's toast right now. He's burned to a crisp. And yeah, I mean, this is how John Carpenter wanted it to end. He wanted this to be the last one. That's it. 1, 2, and done. Oh, Phil's Creepy Videos. How's it going, man? Thanks for stopping by. Says, sup, Sean, about the crafts, but thought I'd drop a like. Thank you, man. I really appreciate that. Thanks for stopping by. We got the Slasher Critic in the house. We got the Soulish Trench Coat. We had Late Horror Show in earlier. We had Hey Internet Eric here. We had quite a few people in the chat. Thank you, everybody who tuned in, who watched tonight, who's going to watch after this, or everyone that showed up in the chat tonight. I really appreciate it. Yes, we had Big D's Entertainment Rankings and Reviews. These are all great YouTubers, so check them all out. Like their videos, subscribe to their channels. And man, that was a blast. I really enjoyed that. Great time here at the Horror Corner. Thank you guys so much for joining me tonight for the Halloween 2 from 1981 live commentary, directed by Rick Rosenthal and starring Jamie Lee Curtis, Donald Pleasance, Charles Cyphers, Lance Guest, Leo Rossi, Pamela Susan Shoop, Anna Alicia, Tony Moyer, all those great talented people. Awesome movie. I'll say it again. Halloween 2 is my all-time favorite horror sequel, as Halloween is my all-time favorite movie, period, and favorite horror movie. So yeah, had a real blast with this. Maybe we'll do a couple more of these in the Halloween franchise between now and Halloween. Who knows? I kind of play things by ear when it comes to the Halloween October month, just kind of do a video here and there whenever I can. I don't really plan things out. I just kind of randomly do it. So I just happen to think, oh, this would be a perfect time to have a stream. So thank you so much, guys, for watching, and thank you for joining me, Sean Patrick Urshan, in the Horror Corner. Tune in and stay scared.